Warm greetings from the Gambia Radio and Television Services, and welcome to this panel on a gala dinner that is indeed very much important and is one that is really worth supporting. Without wasting much time, I just want to take this opportunity to introduce my panelists in this evening's panel discussion. On my far right, I have Mr. Jaju, who is one of the key pioneers of this initiative. I'm sure as the discussion goes on, he would further dilate on what exactly this gala dinner entails and the reason behind its entire initiative. On my immediate right, I have Yusuf Ngom. I'm sure all of us know him, one of the most prominent Gambian young artists who is making waves both nationally and internationally. And on my left, I have, of course, a very, very important idol in the Gambia's music industry, who is, should I say, our father or uncle, Jaliba. And of course, on my far left, I have Mr. Lamin Cham, who is also a very, very well-known Gambian. Gentlemen, you're welcome to this talk show, or to the panel rather. I must say I'm not very much happy because it's male-dominated, but I'm sure as the discussion goes on, we will surely have other prominent female Gambian artists coming to join us. Mr. Jaju, to kick the ball rolling, I'd just like you to give us an insight as to why exactly you decided to come up with an initiative such as this one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baji. This Petaobi production it's a concept that was initiated long since for years by Mr. Pap Lare. It's called Pap Lare. He's the one who initiated this program for years, and then eventually he invited our attention to come and help in developing the program, the concept. And ultimately we call in on the general public to take ownership of this concept, Petaobi production, because it's one that is going to build in all the Gambian artists, the most prominent Gambian artists, 6 of them. In Jaliba, you have Yusufa, Modukara, Sambu Suso Tafa, and Jalex, to showcase in this beautiful event that is scheduled for this on the 12th of
January 2012
at Kairaba
Beach Hotel.
It's going to be a big gala dinner, and eventually it's a project that is exclusively sponsored by the President of the Republic of the Gambia. He liked the concept, and then when the concept was tailored around him, he gave it his full support, and he feel that ownership of such a project is very important, because when you look at the number of the artists and who are involved, you realize that these are all Gambians, not mixing with other nationalities. That's the beauty of it. And then he gave us a thumb to say, go ahead, I will support it, because you are trying to bring in artists that are Gambian based and calling on Gambians
to come and support them,
support our local initiative. But the concept of Petaobi production is a call on our people, our brothers in the diaspora, to come home and then come to develop their own
countries.
This is the concept. The concept is all around that. Instead of staying in Europe and criticizing and talking all whatnot, we are calling the artists, each one have dedicated a song, calling on them to come home and then, invest in their own homeland. You can be in the government, you can be in the private sector, or you can be on your own. It's far better than when you are there talking nothing. But coming home and developing your own homeland is the concept around the Petaobi production.
Yeah, and I think it doesn't matter whether you like the government or not. What's most important is the country belongs to you as a Gambian citizen, and whatsoever you have, and bringing it back home is still developing your own country.
This is the concept. The whole concept is around it. And then I think when you listen to the cassette itself, being played by each of these artists, you see the message. The message is very powerful. It's calling on them. Come home. Yes, in as much as you've gone to look for greener pasture, just think about home. Don't stay there. At least, however you stay out there, you one day will be thinking coming home when it will be too late. That's why the president loves the idea. That's why he supported it. That's why he funded the whole project.
Okay.
The gala dinner is just on the January
12th at Kairaba Beach Hotel,
8 p.m. And then we call in on the corporate sponsors, corporate companies,
or institutions to come and buy tables.
Buy tables, because that's the only way to support our own initiatives locally and give a thumb to our Gambian artists to excel.
There is definitely no place like home. Lamin, you're part of the publicity, or should I say marketing committee, and of course I'm sure it's very much important for you to tell us some of the things that have been put in place, especially when it comes to the area of publicity, as well as tell us how much or the kind of tables that you have and how much you expected to sell them, as well as the benefits that are attached to each and every one of them.
Well, thank you very much, Baji, and all the men in the panel. Like you said, there are women later.
Yeah.
Let me start by giving this background. Sometime in the early 2000s, the Grts initiated a program where prominent Gambian artists were rallied to sing each a piece on what was called Cairo songs.
Cairo.
And I can tell you that most of these songs remain today as iconic materials that are often used whenever Cairo's piece is been referred to.
Yeah.
Jaliba took part in that and many other prominent ones. So when they are called again to do a similar thing, and this time the thing being centered around people to Fataleko Sarau means, of course in English, remember your country. You know, if going by what I have seen or people have heard from those songs, I think that this one that is coming on the 12th January, this dinner, will definitely be more iconic songs and messages, much more than the other one. But of course, the contents of the songs and other things would, of course, later be known either in this panel or when the album subsequently comes out. However, the initiative itself is really laudable because it is calling on Gambians who are living in abroad and even people who are currently on leave or who might be here
on holidays,
on or around the days leading to the 12th January, to take this initiative and take it as their own. It is an invitation for you to come to this dinner on the 12th January and listen and take part in the deliberations. It is aimed at enlightening the people as to how much a country can be changed if its citizens themselves come back home and take part in its development in various aspects, of course, because all Gambian, each and every Gambian is endowed with one or two skills, or one or two entrepreneurial skills, or you may have, you know, some financial muscles that would be more profitable and more really useful if you invested in your own country than wherever you might be. So this is an initiative that, like Jaju have outlined, naturally the president would like to be identified with. He always had this slogan that people must know that they can only be developed by themselves and not have to wait for people to come.
And there's this saying, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country as an individual. I think that's very much important.
Yes, that is a very famous saying by a former American president, and I think everyone likes to be associated with that because it is definitely truthful. So like I said, January 12th, this initiative by the Patawi Production, a concept that has already been designed and accepted, generally accepted. What is left now for us to do, I am in the business aspects to boost the publicity and of course to help in the clarity of the message. It is calling on Gambians who are based abroad to consider coming back home and fulfilling their roles and contributing to the national development in one way or the other. Now you mentioned on the night there are tables, maybe I will take, you know, that have been sold to companies. Companies have been urged actually to come forward and be associated with the event by, by sponsoring a table, which also goes with a lot of benefits. If you have the platinum table, for example, which is costing at $50,000, you have the privilege of sitting in the first row, maybe side by side with the presidents and so on. That is, and of course you have 10 VIP tickets
that are allocated to your institution.
Yeah, for your institution, and you have an appreciation certificate which is well encrypted and decorated for yourself, for your institution, as well as, I believe, well, I think I will have to leave this for Jaju, to come and deal with it probably. Okay, but then there's, of course, gold, and there is silver, and there is bronze. The message, like I said, is what must not fall on everyone's ears is that this is an initiative that is centering around encouraging people, especially diaspora and Gambians, who might be coming to the Gambia on or in the days leading up to January 12th, or those who are already here on holiday and thinking of what to do